Welcome to Untitled Corner number 3. This time we're talking about DLSS 5, as well as just AI in general, but mostly focusing on the new developments with Nvidia's DLSS. It's bad from, I think we all, generally
Trash.
say that. But yeah, no, so I saw it, right the day it came out. I saw Voice Critical covered it, as well as, just watching the video myself of Nvidia's. And it's just not great.
So, all I will say is, although it is cool to see what can be done with it, it's the fact of the art. The main thing it destroys, and what I've been seeing online, is the artist's original intention with character design, with the environmental design. And again, it wouldn't be nearly as bad if they just left the faces alone, because that's the biggest thing that everyone's talking about. That is the biggest thing, is that you go and you ruin something.
It looks like a Snapchat filter. Is what
it does.
Yeah.
And they're showing it off as if it's you should be so excited about this.
It was weird that the video they showed genuinely makes it look awful. And I went to make sure I watched the original, Nvidia video to see what they showed off. And it's just what everyone's been showing, where it's the Grace, and she looks like she's one of those ad you see on a website.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the Harry Potter one, which her wrinkles just become unearthly deep. It's weird.
It needlessly enhances stuff that doesn't need to be done. If it was it's just more so focusing on, the background and the environment. And because when you look at that stuff, it does enhance it quite a bit.
So it's always been good at doing that. Because previous versions of DLSS just up-res textures. That's all they really did. This one's enhancing shadows
and lights.
Yes. One thing though that it likes to get rid of is shadows, where it will make things too bright for background images and stuff, where it's too easy to see everything. It's terrible in a horror game.
Because what the problem is too is, on top of it ruining the faces and whatnot, is the fact that with just DLSS in general and all these AI upscalers, is that rather than developers optimizing games like how they used to have to for anything and everything to get it to work on consoles or lower end hardware, now all these developers and publishers are doing and being oh, whatever, we can just throw DLSS at it and hope, that it actually works. Because let's be honest, half the games that are coming out or already running on the Switch 2 would not be able to work if it weren't for DLSS.
Yes, and there are the positives of it, generally speaking, for DLSS, not just AI in general, is up-resing textures. Just that basic level of just
that, and allowing a lot of lower end hardware to be able to handle running stuff, but
that's what it's doing, is just up-resing textures. Essentially, it's just figuring out how to start.
Well, it's doing that, and it's making it so you don't have to render everything natively, so you gain extra performance.
You render it lower and then upscale it. Yes. Yeah. Versus this one's completely reshading everything, and a frame or two, it will look okay, especially on the Starfield. I was thinking Star Ocean, I got my head, but Starfield, it looks okay on a little bit, and then it kind of just becomes Uncanny Valley more than anything else. Not that that game already doesn't look bad. It does. It just doesn't look great.
It's like Mass Effect Andromeda with the faces, how awful those were.
Those were awful because they were over and under. The facial animations rate was turned weird on that game, and then they fixed it in a patch later. And
too late.
Yeah, too late. Launched it broken. But yeah, no, I think it just needs to be used very moderately, and especially when it comes to changing things, it should be only up to developers. Because Capcom was pretty mad about them using their game to show it off.
Yeah, but they gave them permission.
I've heard about Capcom being mad about
probably because of how in the way that they used it.
I guess
I'd imagine that's
maybe they didn't expect them to use it.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll have the article on screen for you to see exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean it's stupid, and the problem is that you're going to need higher end hardware to even be able to fully take advantage of any of this. That's the problem.
It's AI like fully like
now you got to spend $2,000 on these graphics cards just to be able to
for all the AI cores and stuff.
It's just stupid.
Implementing them now.
And then with the RAM shortage and everything like that, I mean, it's only getting worse, and it's just and stuff like this only adds to it.
Yeah, AI in general, like for the whole of gaming, there's not many use cases for it. I feel like
other than just cutting corners,
or if it's like a gimmick, like the games where it's like you're talking to AIs and like have you ever watched those ones where it's like a detective game and you have to like talk to them and like it's kind of neat for a second, but I don't feel like beyond a gimmick it like currently good at all.
No, it's just, again, all these upscalers is incentivizing developers to stop optimizing their games. And you see it time and time again where, if you aren't running, this game with DLSS or AMD's FSR or Intel's XeSS, that you might as well not even bother playing it because it's just so poorly
I think I pretty much
optimized.
Always run. I have a 3060. I think I always run stuff with some level of DLSS.
I mean, you have to at this point if you want the game
2 to 4x or whatever.
Yeah, you have to if you want it to be acceptable.
Yeah, and it looks fine. Like it's again not really changing anything about how the game looks. Nothing to the perceptible eye.
Yeah,
and this is changing stuff to the perceptible eye. Again, if it was very lightly and just like making textures like pores visible or something like.
If it was all it was
it's adding like makeup and it's adding like faces on top. Like it's wild.
And also too, when you're watching the videos, you can almost kind of see how as the faces are talking, it's not holding because it's got to reconstruct everything consistently in real time and you can't keep up with it.
The one I noticed was on the Harry Potter one when they show Hogwarts Legacy for a second. Not the old lady, but the guy, I don't even know who it is. I didn't play enough of that game. But it's like, I don't know, he's supposed to be like a 30, 40-year-old man, and then they made him look like one really young.
Yeah.
And two, his like face like shifts.
Yep.
And it's just off.
It is. It's awful. I don't. And also too, Nvidia I think they either just released or unveiled DLSS 4.5 not even that long ago.
Yes,
like
and everyone
2 months ago.
Pretty much round of applause, like loved.
It's just more intensive, and now that's the thing is these upscalers, with the more they're doing, they're getting more and more intensive to run, which means you're going to need better and better hardware. So for like you and I having 3060s on our PCs, we're going to have to look at upgrading soon if we want to.
Well, I'm not going to
do anything.
I mean, as long as it's
no, I know.
An option and not like the game's built like to use DLSS 5, which I'm sure there will be games that are built to use it only.
Well, now there's a lot of games out there that are forcibly making you use ray tracing, which means there's a whole generation of graphics cards officially obsolete. Or like if you have a very entry level, like Nvidia or AMD card, you're going to be struggling. It sucks. It shouldn't be like that, but it's just to get you to upgrade your hardware and stuff a lot more prematurely.
Yeah, I don't think it's strictly just that. Like, it is, for the most part, we're like, in the past decade, there has been a ton of, like, need to upgrade stuff. Like, when did the 3060 come out? Like,
2020. For the TI, I think it was 2020 and 21 for the 3060.
Yeah, so it's been quite a long time. It used to be you'd have to jump, like, in hardware, like, way faster than that. I don't know if they're strictly just trying to make everything obsolete or anything like that. I mean, obviously, NVIDIA's incentivized to sell their stuff. But I don't think that that's like necessarily what developers are trying to do. They're trying to make it so that everyone can use as much as possible.
No, I get it. It's just I don't like ray tracing just because of the performance hit.
Fair enough. I like in Minecraft. I think that's the most beautiful use of that I've ever seen. Have you ever seen Minecraft?
Minecraft with RTX on is amazing.
It's beautiful, and I think a few games use it better than like baked-in lighting. But it's definitely half the time it even makes it look worse. I think Cyberpunk, one that people hype up as like a great use of it, until they did path tracing.
I was going to say you needed path tracing to really like.
Ray tracing does not look great in that game. I think the baked-in lighting looks better. But then they did path and it looks like perfect. Like it looks almost photoreal.
And then now your game gets to run at half the frame rate.
Yeah. And then all the faces get to look like AI slop. Yeah, there's not much to talk about really. Just our thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Hopefully they back down on like at least the like letting new developers like choose exactly how harsh it is.
From what I saw, it is going to be entirely up to the developers how little or how much they want to implement DLSS 5's features. So it's not going to be like what we saw. I think what we saw was probably like
cranked up
to the max, like the full potential of it.
I feel like I saw something about them having it so you could toggle it on as a user, regardless if game had it like it enabled.
I know that there's a lot of tools out there where you can add unofficial support to it.
Fair enough.
Because like the big thing
it's not out yet, right?
Oh no, it's coming out.
I was gonna say I don't think I haven't seen anything besides the 3 games we were showing.
Because the big thing for Nvidia, the reason they want to be pushing it so much is because right now more games support DLSS out of the box than they do AMD's FSR.
Yeah.
So
because as much as AMD's like technically right there next to them, they're also like
they're still behind in ray tracing. They're still behind in
mainly in adoption. I feel like.
It's slowly starting to change, especially over like the past 5 years or so. AMD's really like been on a real big stride,
which is good for everyone.
Yep,
like
more competition.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's about all we have to talk about AI. It's not great. If there's any more developments, we'll probably talk about more stuff again. And just AI in general. I feel like luckily the game market's only just getting like brushed by it right now.
For now. Yeah, we'll see. We'll give it a.
I'm sure development teams are already being fired and replaced with AI.
Well, of course they're. I mean, Microsoft is right at the head of that. They have been so guilty of it.
Yeah, a lot of that type of work is very easily replaceable. We'll talk about more in the future. We'll see you in the next one.
All right.
Bye-bye.